Sophie Cruz greeted the Pope yesterday as he was visiting in D.C. And keep in mind, there were barricades that protected him from the crowds, but she managed to get through those barricades just to talk to him and give him a letter. Now, the letter urged him to do something about immigration in the United States. She specifically wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that her parents are both illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants in the country, and that every day she's afraid that her parents are going to be taken away from her. Now, according to The Guardian, her parents immigrated illegally to Los Angeles from Oaxaca, Mexico. Sophie was born in the United States, and she calls herself an American citizen with Mexico roots. She says, "I want to tell you that my heart is sad." Now, this is according to what she wrote in her letter. She also says, I would like you to ask you to speak with the president and the Congress in legalizing my parents, because every day I'm scared that one day they will take them away from me. I believe I have the right to live with my parents, and I have the right to be happy.
So she's a super cute girl. So I feel bad in being a little skeptical about this, right? Mm-hmm. So
skeptical how?
She's a 5-year-old, and she wrote that letter.
I mean, her parents obviously helped her. Come on.
No, I know. So let's just recognize that there was adults in this equation. Okay.
No. She took initiative, okay? She taught herself how to read and write before the age of 5, and then she crafted this very well-put letter.
Yeah, so the moment is lovely, but a little manufactured, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, having said that, this doesn't mean that it doesn't pull at your heartstrings anyway. It does for me, at least, because I'm a human being. And imagine if you're a 5-year-old and you think at any moment your parents could be
taken away from
you. I've got a 5-year-old, and if you told him, hey, at any point the government can come in, snatch up your mom, take her away from you, and never see her again, he'd be like, oh, right? I mean, that is incredibly traumatic idea for a kid. So I like, however the moment came up, I liked that it happened, and I like that it's getting attention.
Yes.
And the Pope's on her side.
Yeah, the Pope is on her side. In fact, today he spoke to Congress, as many of you already know. And while he was speaking to Congress, he did bring up the issue of immigration. Now, just a little bit more from Sophie Cruz's letter. She says, all immigrants, just like my dad, help feed this country. They deserve to live with dignity. They deserve to live with respect. They deserve an immigration reform. Now, if you can think back to a few years ago, there was a comprehensive immigration bill that was drafted by the President Obama, and it stalled in Congress. Okay, the Republicans refused to pass that legislation. And it was a very common sense piece of legislation that would do something about the 11 million people in the country that are here illegally, right? But Republicans not only made it stall in Congress, they refused to give any other option. They don't have a plan. They don't have any other options. And so it's frustrating for all the people in the country who were born here, but their parents were born in a different country. Now, the Pope did speak to Congress, and he said the following: each son or daughter of a given country has a mission, a personal and social responsibility. Your own responsibility as members of Congress is to enable this country by your legislative activity to grow as a nation. Now, as you guys also probably know at this point, members of Congress cried some crocodile tears, right? Mm-hmm. Some Republicans did. One person was Marco Rubio, although who knows, his cries might have been a little genuine. According to the Washington Post, Rubio, a presidential candidate and son of Cuban immigrants, wiped away tears as the Pope called himself the son of immigrants.
He's so monumentally full of crap. We covered it on the show. Rubio with the... Right, he wasn't crying. What was he quite like? It wasn't even a particularly poignant moment. It was a nice speech by the Pope, no question. Overall, I love the speech. That moment was a good, couple of sentences about immigration, but it wasn't like, oh my God, he told a story about his mom and something, and sit alone, right? No. It was, and he knew the camera was on him. Totally full of crap. And you know what Republicans think when they see this? Like, wait, who are your parents? Where are their papers? Let's go get them.
I know, that's actually something that I thought about, because now she's in the press, people are talking about her, and I'm really worried that her parents are going to be investigated and they're actually going to be sent back as a result of this political protest, No,
I'm not kidding. Yeah. I guarantee you there are a lot of conservatives in the country, and including politicians, who are like, hey, they're undocumented? What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. You're an anchor baby. By the way, that's literally what they call people like Sophie, is an anchor baby, right? And now Trump says he's going to kick Sophie out too.
Yeah.
Even though she was born here. And could one of those guys go and investigate who her parents are to make sure that they're removed from the country? Yeah, that could happen.
Pope Francis also implored Congress to reject a mindset of hostility and embrace the immigrants who come to this land to pursue their dream of building a future in freedom. I agree with you, Cenk. I love the Pope's speech. I don't know whether or not it's going to resonate with Republicans whatsoever. Probably not.
I know. No way.
But you look at, I don't know anything about Sophie's parents other than the fact that they've, immigrated here from Oaxaca.
And wrote this letter for her.
But I don't know. She doesn't strike me as the child of rapists and criminals.
Yeah.
You know?
When you personalize it, it makes those comments seem so much uglier. It's one thing to say, the people coming across the border, they're rapists and criminals. It's another thing to say, you see that cute little girl, Sophie Cruz? You think that her parents are rapists and criminals? Then you're like, ooh, whoa, don't say that, right? Yeah, but they are real people, and that is what he's saying about real people.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm harping, and I guess I'm being a dick about it, but she wrote, they deserve to live with dignity. There isn't a 5-year-old on the planet who wrote that sentence.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares if she didn't write it? Of course she didn't write it.
All right. Okay. I just want to be clear.
You're harping on the most irrelevant part of the story.
No, we serve the truth, right? Even though we're on her side, I'm just keeping it real.